You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Welcome to the Paranormal Experienced radio show with your host, Kat Hobson. We are here to learn all we can about every type of experience within the paranormal. There will be interviews with seasoned investigators of the spiritual realm, including ufologists, cryptozoologists, psychics, mediums, authors, and creators of technology, and others with credible knowledge to share. Together, we will find out what brought these investigators of the unknown into the field and learn what keeps them working so hard in it. I'm interested in learning how these individuals go about their work, and I believe you are too. This program is all about bringing those who are in the field together with our listeners who are interested in what they find. For us, the paranormal is all about working with and supporting each other. We're all here seeking answers to the questions that bother us so. Now, let's get those answers and enjoy the show.
Hello there. Welcome to Paranormal Experienced Radio. I am Kat Hobson, your host, and I am thrilled with tonight's show. I think you're going to be also. This is one of the favorite guests that I ever have on the show. I started doing this thanks to him. He had me as a guest on his show at the time, Paranormalities and Ponderings. He is a paranormal researcher that I work with, that I am so thrilled by that too. He is more analytical and parapsychologically based, and I am probably in need of a parapsychologist. So it works out pretty well. I think that one of the things that I've learned that has been the strongest lesson is document, look at every angle. If it's not there, it's not going to work. And we just had women swooning in the chat room as they realized that, yes, absolutely, my guest tonight is none other than Frank Lee. Hello there, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you tonight, Kat?
Too much better. I'd have to be twins, I've got to tell you. I am enjoying the fact that at least in the afternoon it's sunny and a little warmer. And we're so much better off than 90% of the people on this side of the country that I'm not going to fuss a bit about being cold. So.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly do appreciate you having me on tonight. It's always a pleasure getting the chance to chat some paranormal with you. And, I always look forward to that because, it's one of those things where it seems like I always learn something from you every time we chat too. And you inspire a lot of thought in me. We'll get off somewhere and you'll mention something and I'll be taking notes, and then I'll find myself digging and studying something later. And, it may be a week or 2 weeks or even a month or two. And then, I'll come back like, hey, Kate, you remember that conversation we had?
Yeah.
Check this out.
And it works well because we both interact so well together. And we really do come at it kind of from different sides a lot of the time, but we're
Mm-hmm.
always looking for the same information.
Mm-hmm.
And we generally wind up landing at least near the same spot. I think that's
Yeah,
pretty cool and interesting too, because it's neat to watch that happen.
it really is, because that it really works to give us good confirmation that we're heading in the right direction. When you go left, I go right, and we still come to the same place. That um, that tells you, okay, this is working. Especially when you have like journal entries and log entries, and you've documented everything like you were talking about, and you know all the correlations are there.
And it's really an interesting thing because you are much more apt to chronicle things.
Hmm.
Well, that's not true because I journal as we go also, but yours is a lot more detailed, it's a lot more technical.
Hmm.
And when I'm doing it, I'm like, well, I experienced this here, and what was that? And there were other people standing here, like the house with the door that opened.
Hmm.
You know, I absolutely didn't see that happen because it was to my right around a wall. I just saw people jump up and panic. Literally panic. Even the men, the big, strong, hunting men, you know. But, and that poor woman who basically levitated, it just,
Yep.
it just was amazing. And I had no idea people were running because of that. I,
Hmm.
I just knew that something shifted. And then when I saw Pink getting up to go, I was like, oh dear, I should probably be getting up to go too. Because Pink doesn't move like that for much. So,
Yeah.
I mean, because she doesn't panic. She doesn't
Right.
worry. She's very confident. And Pink is, for those listening, is a psychic who works with Frank
Hmm.
and myself, but I don't get to go as much as I would like to. But she's brilliant and she's really terrific.
Hmm.
So, and she's pretty much fearless. So when she jumped up, I was like, oh dear, I should probably follow her and maybe pass her. But,
Yeah, because
she was the one also.
she's usually so calm and mellow,
Yes,
and you just never see her get excited, and then
not at all. I mean, she's just very, here I am. So, and let's just look at this. But, she also was befuddled when the next morning or the next afternoon we went back to try to find out while y'all were setting up the courthouse and stuff. We went to go see if we could find out why that door would have opened. And we couldn't
Mhm.
find the house for hours. I mean,
that that
it,
was so crazy. It really was. Um, I mean, that was just an odd investigation overall.
yes. Well, I had heard of that happening to people.
Hmm.
It had never happened to me. Usually, especially if I drive, I'll be able to
Hmm.
get there until the day I die. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
great with direction. I don't get turned around. And we looked so long that Dee actually convinced us we must have turned off that road on the way there the night before. So we started going down side roads knowing good and well we had not.
Right.
So it was just trippy.
I can just imagine. And the bad thing is, out in that area, phone service is so sketchy, and
Hmm.
um, it just um, not. just a whole lot of factors add to it to make it interesting, to say the least.
Well, even when we called you and you were like, no, you didn't turn off that road.
Hmm.
It's only like this far down the road from the square. And
Hmm.
we still couldn't find it. That was the only anomaly of that nature that I've really experienced.
Hmm.
Having a building hide from me.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah. And but the history of that place, though, some of the people that have been through there and, just left in the middle of the night, and, some of the accounts that have happened there, it definitely has the history to support something crazy like that going on.
Well, and it had a well in there, and I have since learned that people
Hmm.
who had wells in their homes were very affluent. It was a
Hmm.
big deal to have access to water in your home.
Hmm.
And I didn't know that going in. There was so much information that I had not garnered that I probably wouldn't have had I not had that experience and really started delving into those type of homes and that particular property too.
Oh yeah, because having a well inside the home in the 1860s, when that place was built, that was a big deal.
Hmm.
And yeah, and you got to think, I mean, it being built that long ago, I mean, just how much history there is on that property.
Well, the
It's
property was kind of trippy dippy too.
hmm
So, especially that little
so,
swampish area, it just really felt funky. And that would
um,
be me feeling funky, and that would be you trying to find out where the underground spring is that's making it so marshy. And, you know, because you know it's there. It's not just
mhm,
like that for the sake of being there.
right. And that there's just so much. I definitely think we need to go back there
Yes.
and definitely investigate it again, just to see if we can get some of those questions answered. Because you remember um, the when we were there, there was they had seen the people. A couple times they had seen someone walking on the porch
Yes.
and seen someone looking in the window from the outside.
Well, you saw someone looking out the window from the
Hmm.
inside.
Hmm. And I mean, there's just so much going on there that we really couldn't encompass all of it in one night.
Would you want to spend the night there?
Absolutely. I mean, I'd think about it.
I did too. I did not like when we went back, when the other women, and I finally found the location.
Hmm.
There were men arguing upstairs,
Hmm.
and you could hear them audibly. And that doesn't happen to me too awfully much, or it didn't them. And I looked over at Pink, and she looked at me, and she was like, nope, I'm not going up there. I said, me either. We're just here checking the door. They can have
Hmm.
their fight. But I would love to spend the night there because I want to see what it is that makes grown men run out the door, especially grown armed men. And Wendy is asking where this location is. It's a private home that is in Pickens County, Alabama. So it was really a neat experience.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It was originally an old plantation house, and built in the 1860s. And then over the years, it was used as a hotel. It was used as a private residence. It's been